That goes hand in hand, again, with providing resources for school meals. And over 11,000 students, close to 12,000 actually, was the exact number on that statistical survey. That's why we want to also explore expanding dining hours and options for the restaurants that we already have on campus. For those of you that may be home late or studying late and have to spend extra money on DoorDash or Uber Eats. And in regards to trust, students need to feel that student government is finally on their side. It's time for us all to stand up, and there needs to be a line drawn when it comes to decisions that are being made about students without student input. Decisions need to be made with students for students.
Yeah, and just talking real quick, we want an administration that delivers results. One thing that Atlantic Party promised last year was airport transit program. Thanks to Treasurer Salon and I, we're actually doing it. So, an administration with the Paris Party, we're not only going to make promises, but we're going to keep them too. Thank you.
Thank you, Ticket 2. Ticket 1, your time starts now.
Well, deciding on our campaign initiatives, we decided to not pretend like we knew what most students needed. So we asked. What we heard, we got some feedback talking to different students on the breezeway and around campus was parking, big issue, Wi-Fi, rec improvements, and much more. And again, that was how we determined what students most needed right now, just by listening. But for example, a parking solution. Again, parking is a huge issue we have at FAU. And again, unfortunately, it's not a short-term solution to just build a brand new parking lot. That is not feasible financially and in our wheelhouse right now at FAU. But we do have a short-term solution. Our plan is to advocate and work with school administration to spread out and sporadically change class times from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, that is when most students either get parking tickets or we have the most traffic on campus. We'll lobby and work with administration to move class times and class schedules around throughout the day and spread out classes geographically around the campus. To that as well, and obviously in the long run, the long-term solution will be talking with the Board of Trustees and advocating for a larger scale parking lot. Because again, with FAU growing at the scale we are right now, and the dorms that keep building, we can't keep up and students can't park in other places if FAU is going to continue to, again, increase and get bigger and bigger every year, like, again, that we're planning on doing. So through that, and obviously through the parking citations, we'll continue to expand parking citation program to alleviate everyone's tickets. Because again, I understand sometimes you're running the class, you gotta sneak in a couple times, I've got a couple parking tickets. I totally understand there. And again, that's our goal to where we're able to work with university admin to advocate and push for what's most needed for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ticket 1. Ticket 2, you have 1 minute for a rebuttal, starting now.
So while we're fully in support of spreading out classes, we already do that here at FAU. I'm a poli-sci major, and I'm taking classes at the College of Education. That's clearly spread out already. But parking is, in my opinion, can be a short-term fix. Things like car sharing that we actually wrote the bill on, the resolution calling on the Vice President of Student Affairs to bring that to campus. That will reduce parking demand by about 15% in resident student areas, which wouldn't even be impacted by, changing around class schedules because their cars are already there. That's a real solution that we can deliver. That would also save students money. And we'd also be forcing parking to spend nearly $40 million that they have in their bank account right now. You guys can Google that number. I know somebody just did right before this debate. That's huge. That's a real solution that we can give to our student body here on campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Ticket 2, and to both of our tickets for the response on question 2. We will now move on to our third and final predetermined question of the night, which is, you will not be able to accomplish everything in 1 year. How will you decide what to prioritize and what factors will guide those decisions? We will start with Ticket 1, and your time starts now.
To us, it's very important to not promise empty promises. Everything that we're running on and that we're telling that we're going to be able to do for our students is feasible and is possible. That's one of the biggest things we're running on. And again, we are running on real results. And that means setting up a foundation for our future student government leaders to be able to use what we built. And again, during our term, expand on that. Because our large-scale change that we want to make for this university, these big changes that we need for our students, isn't going to take just 1 year. It's going to take multiple years. And that's why, as well, we also value the importance of proper transitions to leaders of power. Once our term concludes, myself and Ellie, being if we are able to continue our leadership through student government, we're going to hammer in making sure that we have the best resources and the best things that can set up the next student leaders who's going to be taking over these executive positions, these leadership positions that are going to be setting up and expanding what our students need. Because at the end of the day, when we support students, it's not just a 1-year term. It is a lifetime. And I want to make sure that we can ensure students that will be supported, not just this year, but for the rest of the time to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Ticket 2, your time starts now.
So, Kate, that is a very fair question because our students, again, are tired of hearing the same promises and frustrations year after year and not seeing any initiative or actionable results. We're honest, again, just like this ticket is, about the fact that we can't accomplish everything in just 1 year. But similarly, we will also place those blocks down to prepare FAU to adopt those initiatives over time. But looking at what we can do in 1 year, it boils down to impact and urgency, what our student body needs and demands right now. It boils down to what's feasible in 12 months, what we can deliver in that time frame, and then also tying into our first point, student voice and the equity overall. We want wins that will benefit commuters, residents, Greek orgs, non-Greek orgs, just the average student here at Florida Atlantic, and that's what our campaign promises to deliver.
So I know with our campaign, we have 3 different sort of tiers of how we can get things done. One is like the low-hanging fruit, things that really just take 20 minutes to sign up for. The things that take, like that was airport transit, for example. That took me and Treasurer Solano maybe 20 minutes in our apartment to get down or out. Things like EMR responders here on campus for the tailgates through the Oracle Lifeline. They're advocating through that. That would not only save FAU money, but would save students not having to pay for Boca to come to campus every single time. So that's a mid-level solution. Obviously, Greek housing would be more of the long term, but we believe that we can lay the foundations. And I believe we can lay the foundations through my connections with the city council that I currently have, and through the FAU administration that I work with very closely. Thank you.
Thank you, ticket 2. Ticket 1, you have 1 minute for a rebuttal.
Thank you. I think this is a great point, a great question as well. And, how we will continue and, to prioritize and decide what we're going to prioritize on, it goes back to listening. We're going to listen to our students. We're not going to assume we know what all students need. We have such a variety of students on this campus. Like you said, students who are commuters, students who live on campus, students from out of state, students from in-state, and they all have very different needs, but some are very similar. And what we've done and what we will continue to do, and I can promise you this, is that we will listen to the students. We're not going to pretend like we know everything. We're not going to pretend that, we can just assume how we can help you straight out. We are going to ask the students, we're going to listen to them, and that's how we will choose what we will prioritize. Thank you.
Thank you to both of our tickets for their answers in the predetermined questions section. We will now move on to our audience question. We will be taking 3 questions from the audience. They'll still follow the same structural organization where they get 2 minutes to respond, and the first ticket to speak will be allowed 1 minute for a rebuttal. So with that, I will open the floor to any questions. Rico, I see your hands up.
Yeah. So obviously, everybody here has been in student government already and knows kind of the ins and outs. What, if you had to narrow it down to one quality, do you bring to the table individually within your tickets, and how is that going to contribute to uplift and create your vision of campus life for all students?
Great question. Ticket 2, you'll respond first. Your 2 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1.
So I guess one quality that you're asking about is my drive for results for the student body. Things like funding military veteran heroes that I got done in the house. So I'm also the house speaker, so I get a lot of different projects through my desk every single day. Things like collaborating with housing, I call them out for literally water blowing up on the freshman dorms. That's unacceptable. Things like, calling out parking for not spending their $40 million and for not bringing car sharing to campus. So my real passion is strive for results, honestly. I always strive for results every single day. I always want to see stuff done. My chair, Matt here, he knows I like results done. I know all my hacking here, they know I like results done. That's really my drive. It's my drive for results.
For me, I always have the easy answer to this question. Everything always boils down to integrity. Having integrity within your heart in any leadership position is what matters to actually deliver for students and not any other factor that may be influencing you. Part of integrity goes with our biggest point this election around. Our campaign expenses are personally funded with the exception of one nonpartisan organization called Engage that I invite you all to search up. They just fund Greek life candidates that run for student government office. And integrity, again, that means resonating with the average student, delivering with honesty and full transparency every single step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Ticket 2. Ticket 1, your time starts now.
Yeah, so when it boils down to it, at least that I can say from our ticket, the biggest thing that I think as a characteristic that I can bring for student government, and especially just for any leader, is relatability. I feel like relatability is the best ability that you can have in a leader, because when it comes down to it, being a leader is you have to be respected by your peers, and you have to be somewhat relatable for any type of thing you're going to be doing for it to follow through. It's simple as that. Relatable within either your government administrative cabinet, your hack, your president administrative cabinet. That's what it boils down to. And me being relatable, again, being a student who's lived on campus for 2 years, who's pushed through everything I can through leadership and engagement at FAU, you have to be relatable and understanding not only what students needs and what students can do, but again, being relatable is understanding how students are gonna go through their day, what they're gonna need, and what's gonna best support them. And that's going to be able to help me advocate for those needs and help me making sure that I can make sure that each person at FAU has the best resources to make sure they can succeed.
Yeah, and relatability and involvement are so important, and I really do value that. Something that is really important, and I think that we embody that, is passion. We are so passionate. Me and Lance can sit together for hours, and we just talk about ideas for the students, how to improve students' everyday life on campus, and just day-to-day things that student needs. And we're genuinely, I can tell you, really passionate about helping students, seeing tangible differences in the lives of students. And if I boil it down to one quality off the top of my head, I think it would be passion. Thank you.
Ticket 2, you're allowed 1 minute for rebuttal.
So, thank you. But passion and relatability are great. But, none of us up here can say we relate to the students who are food insecure, who don't have housing, who have to pay $1,700 a month to live at crappy U Park. None of us can really relate to that. None of us can really relate to having to struggle to pay those rent fees. None of us can relate to having food insecurity on campus. But I definitely think that, Nick knows because he's my roommate. We're up till 10 o'clock at night. I know my housing liaison knows that we're texting back and forth about SG till 1 in the morning probably. And then same thing with UPress. They talk to me any time of day or night. Really just trying to get results for a student body here at FAU. And that's definitely something that I strive to do.
Thank you, candidates. We will now reopen the floor. I think we got a question for 3 back there. Somebody.
Hi, hello, my name is Rico. The student body also it doesn't only include Greek life, it doesn't only include RSL, it doesn't only include sport teams. It also includes cleaners, it also includes online students, it also includes people who just sit in their dorms every day. Do you know what their problems are? How do you plan on fixing them? And if you don't know what their problems are, how do you plan on expanding your range to help figure out what their problems are and help fix them. Thank you.
Ticket 1 will be responding first. Your time starts now.
Thank you so much. I think that's actually a great question, and I really do like that because that is really important. And well, we've really thought about this campaign a lot with involved students and students who are involved. Online students are really important. Commuter students are really important, as I feel like FAU was originally a commuter school. And what we can do to care about those students, we're only going to be able to listen to them if we get them involved. We need to be able to get them out of their dorms to be able to listen to their concerns. We can't just assume what they want. And one way we would really do that is through marketing. Strong marketing with student government. Get students out of their dorms. Get students to events. Get students involved so we can have those interactions with them and see what they need. Create a campus community where commuter students want to stay on campus after their classes and don't just want to run home. They want to stay. There's events for them to go to. There's clubs they're a part of. So I think really making a campus community is what will help us grab those students in, retain them, get them involved, and get them to say, I go to FAU, and I'm an FAU student, I'm an owl. I'm not just an online student, I'm not just a commuter, I'm a real owl, and I think that's how we would approach that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ticket 1. Ticket 2, your time starts now.
That is a very important and great question that I completely agree with. FAU is very diverse. We have a lot of different aspects of our campus that make up who we are as students. But I'm a computer myself, so I understand, kind of being shadowed by the aspects that might be more mainstream or highlighted on the university press more than other aspects of our campus. I know what it's like to circle around the parking lot for an hour or have to make extra time in your mornings just to get to class and be late to a test or a quiz. So our campaign, and first of all, the Paradise Party, that's our motto: one campus, one voice. We need to stop the division. We need to stop highlighting only certain aspects of our campus and really bring everyone together as a campus community. Jack and I have had this conversation before. One of our first initiatives, once elected into office, is to publish a campus-wide survey that analyzes every single student's priorities, needs, and wants on this campus. Because we do need a clearer picture of what the average student really wants. We hear what we can from university press, we hear what we can from conversations on the breezeway, but there really is no true definite way to analyze those needs other than taking that first step like the initiative we have planned.
And just to talk real quick about, students staying in their dorms. Freshman, sophomore year, that was me. I was in my dorm constantly. I never got out. So I know what it's like. So one of the initiatives that I really made was created a position literally to work with housing to get those students out of their dorms. Then I'm also working with RSOs to really get the RSO spotlight out there, like Lamb, one of our rising RSOs here on campus. Hoot and Wisdom, bringing back the borough. Those really create really great spaces here on campus for our whole student body, not just Greek life community, but everyone.
Ticket 1, you're allowed 1 minute for a rebuttal.
Awesome. Thank you. While we do, again, respect the one campus, one community aspect, again, FAU is 6 different campuses. It's not just one campus. And to understand and be able to engrave in each different community's culture, it's come down to Broward. It comes down to not only Boca, but Jupiter, Davie, Fort Lauderdale, Dania, and Harbor Branch. Every single campus deserves to have the community that Boca has. It's not just one thing that we want to look at. So at least our goal is to making sure that we can highlight every single campus and making sure they can all be supported. And again, I'm happy we brought up the RSO Spotlight because again, that was one of the initiatives that I've already created. So I love the fact that we're able to spotlight and show off our different RSOs, not just at our Boca campus, but it's going to show off the different clubs at every single campus that we have at FAU. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. We will be now reopening the floor to our third and final question from the audience. Darsh, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you guys. We all really appreciate that you're all here to provide your perspectives, of course. I believe that the most important part of the position of student body president isn't just your governance over students, but also your vote on the board of trustees. Could you please walk us through the decision-making aspects that will help guide your vote in terms of policy on the board, even when there are controversial decisions, not just as individual presidents, but as a ticket and even within your cabinet?
Thank you, Darsh, for your question. Ticket 2, you will answer first. Your 2 minutes starts in 3, 2, 1.
So thank you, Darsh, for the question. You know I already work very frequently with some of the members of the Board of Trustees. So I come in with that experience already knowing what happens on the Board of Trustees. Because it's a lot of big university-wide stuff that most students don't even know. But first off, it's getting the students educated and then hearing from them directly. Things about, big funding implications, big lobbying projects. We want to know what students actually want. Because if we don't know what students want, then how am I going to vote properly? For example, there was a vote recently on raising out-of-state tuition 15%. When I see stuff just running around campus, parking shuttles with not a student in it, I don't know if I could vote for tuition increases when I see waste, fraud, and abuse like that here at FAU. So if students want it, then of course I'll take it. But I really want students to first off know what they're voting for through me, and then get them educated in the Board of Trustees and their policies, because it's absolutely widespread around this campus.
So I'll touch on it a little bit. For me, decisions come down to 4 main aspects of any leadership position. Number 1 is listening to the students. Number 2 is looking at the actual data. Number 3 is the long-term impact that it will have on the community. And number 4 is transparency. The 4th relating to direct input from students. Like I mentioned, I served on the Palm Beach County School Board, very honorable time. And that's very similar to serving on a board of trustees, although I won't be the one casting that vote. Jack will. But I'll make sure that in every room, my main priority is no outside influence. My main priority is not our nation's politics or any outside political factor that may be contributing to student governance, but real deliverable initiatives.
Thank you, Ticket 2. Ticket 1, your 2 minutes begins now.
Awesome. Well, thank you, because when it comes to adhering and making these hard decisions when it comes to the Board of Trustees, it's first off, it's before you even step through the Board of Trustees, it's the time and the effort and the experience that you spent listening to students. That is what you need to gain, and that effort and that understanding of what students need throughout their day to make sure they're best informed. When you face these difficult decisions on the Board of Trustees, my vote is going to be guided between 3 things: what's best for students, what aligns with FAU's long-term goal, and what was supported by facts and transparency. I will take time to understand all perspectives, listen to students' concerns, evaluate data that we can bring to the Board of Trustees to really push and advocate for what's best going to help our students. My responsibility is to not react emotionally or politically, but to represent the student body with integrity and thoughtful judgment. Even in difficult decisions, students deserve representatives who is principled, informed, and focused on their long-term success.
Yeah, and while I won't be on the Board of Trustees because that is not the position of the Vice President, I will definitely work with Lance to make sure, not only he won't be making these decisions by himself, and I know Lance is the type of guy that will definitely, consult with the cabinet and consult with, students and meet with them and see, what do you think about this decision before going straight into making a decision. And, that's why I think he'd be the best fit, and I think he'd do a great job for the Board of Trustees, even though it is a huge responsibility. Thank you.
We have 1 minute for rebuttal for ticket 2. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so one important thing about the Board of Trustees is, being real. Not reading off a PC or some script. Being your real self and actually advocating for what you value on the Board of Trustees. That's something that I would really like to take. I would also like to take working with my administrative cabinet via FISOL, via all the members of the PAC. because their voices matter too. You know, they're the people I work closest with every single day. And then bringing me in conversations like RSOs, or individual students, or breezeway polls. Things like tally marks on the breezeway that I do with student government all the time. You know, vote yes or no on this proposal. That's how we get real students' impacts, how we get real student voices, and how we make real impacts here on campus. Thank you.
Thank you guys, the audience, thank you guys for your great questions. Candidates, great answers. We will now be moving away from the question and into our closing statements. Because we had ticket 1 opening with their opening statements, we will have ticket 2 start with the closing statements. So ticket 2, same 2 minutes. Your time starts now.
Again, y'all, my name is Faisal. I've already been trusted to represent our students as a House representative and chair of our rules and policies, serving as the president of Alpha Tau Omega and as the countywide student representative for almost 200,000 middle, elementary, and high school students. Our focus is simple: building our campus culture, supporting our students' basic needs, and fixing everyday issues that impact our students daily. I know this role comes with a lot of trust and responsibility, and again, I remind you that we are here on a clean ticket to actually make things happen for each of you. Again, we are discussing these same issues that we have been discussing year after year after year, and nothing has gotten done. It's time to stop that. It's time to elect leadership that will deliver actionable results. And it's time to make a change for every student here at FAU. Thank you.
So just to finish off my closing remarks here, I'm sure everyone wants results done. And that's what Paradise Party stands for. One campus, one voice. And we've delivered already. Things like funding our military veteran heroes, things like calling to bring back the borough, things like calling out parking and transportation for hoarding students' money without using it. And then not having car sharing here on campus, which would save 15% in resident student parking zones. Things like that really make a difference in our students' lives each and every single day. So with that, I just leave you. Please vote for the party that delivers you actual results here on campus, not just words. Thank you.
Thank you, ticket 2. Ticket 1, your time starts now.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank everyone who came tonight. You guys just being here really shows you care about the school, you care about FAU, and you're also passionate about the future of this university. And Lance and I, we're not just running for titles. We're running because we genuinely love this school, and this school has given us so much, so many opportunities, so many leadership skills, and a great education so far. And between the two of us, we've been in student government, we've led large organizations, and we work directly with administration to make sure things get done. And we understand how the system works and how to navigate it. And our campaign has always been about 3 things: culture, community, and real results. And if you want leaders who are experienced, successful, and ready to work from day one, I would love to ask for your votes. And let's build FAU together, and let's build an experience we all deserve at FAU.
And yeah, to extend on Ellie's point again, when it comes down to it, everyone here in this room just being engaged is the point of student government. Having people engaged who care, that want to make the campus better, just listening to future leaders who are going to be on that role is fantastic. That is the goal that I want for student government, which is fantastic. But again, when it comes down to it, we are running off of transparency. We're wanting to create a campus culture and a community. That is what we want here at FAU. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be a school. It shouldn't be a school you go to where you make a community. It should be a community where you go to school. That's the first step at FAU. But again, that's what I wanted to say. And again, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
With that being said, I would like to end off by saying thank you so much to our wonderful candidates for being here today. But I want to give a big round of applause to the audience specifically. This is now the second year in a row that we've had a really good turnout at our debate. If you saw the student government 3 years ago, it'd be night and day. So seeing how much more engaged the student body is these past 2 years is really cool, and I'm so excited that we can continue that trend. As you can see here on the screen, voting days are the 24th and 265th. That's supposed to be the 25th. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Please make your voice heard. And with that, have a great night.
Thank you, Kade.
Thank you, appreciate it.